Hi guys, welcome to this YouTube video. I kind of wanted to real quick do kind of a video to go over the shop for the events that you can unlock once you're Commando level 20. Before we get into that, I do want to show you two more redeem code that we have, and that's gonna give you a lot of resources. So first and foremost, we have ELMOLIVE. There we go. And secondly, we have OMNGKTWN. So those two codes are going to give you in total 200 collapse pieces, which is one pool, 150 is one pool, 5,000 combat reports, which is character XP, 5,000 analysis blueprint, which is weapon XP, 3,000 Sardis Gold, which is just a game currency, and 2 access keys. So if you don't know, the access keys is what you use to get 60 stamina, right? So there we go. Now, the thing that I really want to talk to you about, guys, is gonna be the events. So once you're level 20, you will unlock the time-limited event tab. And when you go into it, you will gain access to the current one, which is Sojourners of the Glass Island. This is actually an event that came out approximately 6 months after the release of course Frontline 2 in China. So that was around June of this year. And then 3 weeks later, they had the part 2. Here, we are getting this event as the first limited time event in the game, in global, and we don't have to wait as long for part 2. We're getting both of them together, right? Now, this event is very, very interesting, very, very important, because this sees the release of one very good welfare unit, which is an SR unit called Lota. And a lot of people like her, or kinda consider her the death of Vepli, because she kinda power creeps her, unfortunately for Vepli. So what I want to tell you about is, I'm gonna just focus on the shop, because the game itself, like, this is going to be very straightforward. You have some mini games, you have some like combat map, you have the story to do over here, and then in a few days we'll unlock the challenge mode, part 1 and 2. Part 2 is going to be available later as well. So there we go. What we're going to focus on here is going to be the trade center. So we don't have access to the part 2 ones, but I'm going to talk about part 1, and I'm going to tell you what, in my opinion, are going to be the things you should focus on, because there's a lot of things here. It can be a little bit confusing to necessarily know what you should really get, right? So in my opinion, first and foremost, you really want Lota. She's gonna be a free character. She's great. She's stronger than, you know, Vepli, so she's gonna be a good frontline tank. She's a shotgun user, and she's going to be very useful even in the long run if you don't have a very powerful Vanguard unit, right? Vanguard? No, Bulwark unit. There we go. She has her shotgun right here, so those two things go together. This is going to be the easiest thing to get. Afterward, you obviously want to get the collapse pieces. This is 600, which means 4 pools, which is very nice. My apologies, I was sneezing. And then we get 6 additional pools. We get 6 split into 2, which means you have 3 permanent pools and 3 targeted pools. So the targeted pools are for the limited time banners. So this is for your Suomi, for example, or any future character that you want gonna be, you know, rate up characters. So get those 6 things, get those 6 there, get the character, get the gun. Now, what I would recommend, but this really depends on you. If you are practical, you can, if you wish, skip the skins. I think, personally, I'm kind of a collector kind of person, so I don't want to skip the skins, right? So I'm gonna get every single skin here, because I just want to get them. They look pretty cool. It's nice to have something a little bit different. We have something for a blade here. We have a skin that looks pretty good for an SMG. And we have a nice skin for a sight. So that's useful. That's a scope, right? That can be applied to multiple weapons there. So I'm gonna get those, but I understand if you don't really like or care about the drip and you want something that's gonna be more useful for your account, you can definitely skip this. Now, I'm gonna say pretty much the same for Ulrid. There's a special gift here for her. You can get up to 20 of them. I don't really intend to pull for Ulrich, right? This is a special gift exclusive for her, but I might get one just because I want to have it in my inventory. But you can definitely skip this if you don't intend to pull for her. Now, among the rest, those are going to be more of the classic resources. There's also 2 keys. Those are common keys. So the way that keys works essentially is that past a certain point in the game, you unlock the ability to equip some keys to your characters. Key regulation right there. Essentially, when you level up and you increase your nodes from the neural helix, you will unlock some keys here, right? So those are exclusive keys for the characters, so fixed keys. So those keys are specific for Suomi. And the last key you unlock is actually a common key. And when you unlock a common key, that common key can be equipped to any character, okay? And when you go here, on the left, you have 3 slots for fixed keys, and then 3 slots for common keys. So what you see here in this event is that you can actually buy from the trade center, or trade, I suppose. You can get some common keys that can be useful for any single characters, and they have an ability here. This is going to give you some crit rate, some attack boost, etc., etc., and this can be applied to any single character, so this can be a nice way to have a little bit of a boost in the future. I think the crit one is going to be more important here. It gives a little bit of attack, a little bit of defense. Defense is relatively useless in this game, so I wouldn't focus on that too much. So if this one doesn't look interesting, you could definitely skip it. I'm probably going to get it because, again, I like collecting stuff, but that's not absolutely necessary. Now, finally, for the rest, basic info core, very, very important to unlock exclusive keys for your characters. This is for your neural codex, neural network, neural thingy that we saw, neural helix that we saw earlier. So this, very important, there's only 6 of them, get them all. Now the next thing, and this might be surprising for some of you guys, I would really recommend actually getting the next generation memory stick. There's 20 of them, those are gifts. So the reason why I recommend getting those gifts is because once you give them to your characters, I was going to say Nikke, once you give them to your tactical dolls, you increase your affinity with them. And it might not seem very useful, apart from, you know, the dormitory stuff, but actually it serves a very important purpose inside the public area dispatch room. The reason is that when you dispatch characters here, you can actually level up you can level up the dispatch room essentially, right? And here you can see I'm at 0 out of 10 because all of my T-dolls are only at level 1 affinity. Once you get level 2 affinity, that's gonna give me 10 of those points, so I'll be able to level this up. So what you want to do is actually get all of your T-doll as fast as you can to at least affinity 2, because it's going to take way too long from going to 2 to 3, so it's better to get level 2 on everyone. That way you'll be able to quickly level up the dispatch room. So for example, if all those characters are going to be 20, 40, 60, 100, 120, 140 amount of the affinity point, and it's going to allow me to level up this place a little bit. So this is very important, and that's why I recommend doing that. The reason why you want to level it up is going to give you more resource from dispatches, more resource to be collected over time, etc., etc. So this is actually surprisingly a very good thing to go for. Now, apart from that, you're gonna have some very basic resources, just you know, XP for your character, XP for your weapon, gold. So I would say here you want to focus on the transcription. Transcription is what you need to increase your helix, right? And those are for your enhancement modes. So I think this is going to be the most important thing. That's going to allow you to level up your node, get some increased base stat, as well as unlock some keys, fixed keys, and common keys. So this is what I should say. I think overall, if you don't care about collecting, you can skip the skins, you can skip the special gift for Ulrich, you can probably skip the common keys if you don't really care about them. They're relatively basic, you don't absolutely need them. And then you can skip the basic XP mats, but honestly, you might as well get everything that's limited, right? So there we go. This is essentially the priority list that I think, in my opinion, is the most important to get to the least important. I hope this was useful. Let me know down in the comments if this helped you somehow, or if you disagree, or if I'm stupid. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!